Hey guys, how's it going? Muthurajah here, back with a new video lesson for you all. Now before I get to the lesson, I just want to talk to you about my newly launched website. Now some of you have asked what happened with my Melodic Minor Systems ebook. I had a few issues trying to sell it online, so I figured I'll just do a website and you can purchase it directly there. So it is up for sale on my website. The link to the store is in the description below, so check it out. And I'm also in the process of working on more books, video lesson packages, and just a lot of good educational content that I've been compiling over the years. So to keep yourself updated with that and my music and whatnot, you can check out my site, muthurajah.com. All right, let's get to the lesson now. Today we're going to take a look at funk bass playing. 5 basic tips to get your funk bass playing in the right track. The first thing I want to talk about is articulation, and by articulation I generally mean the note duration. All right, whether you choose to play long notes, short notes, dead notes, or ghost notes. Now, this is something which is not systematically done. This is based on your taste and how you feel in the song and how you choose to do it. So I'm not going to give you like a fixed method to do it, but we will use the principles of those 4 sounds through the course of this lesson. All right, that's the first thing, articulation or note duration. Now the second thing I want to talk about is note value or rhythm. Primarily we have 8th notes and 16th notes the most, depending in the situation. If it's a straight song, it's straight. If it's swung, it's triplets. All right, so we're just going to take a very simple figure. So C, E, F sharp, C, E, F, F sharp, G, A, B flat, B, C, like a blues turnaround. Okay, now I'm going to play them 2 ways for you. Long notes and then short notes. Short, long, short. All right, now that's pure 8th notes. Now you can do 16th notes. We just double each note. Let me do that again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Short. Okay, now you might have noticed when I'm playing the short notes, I'm actually just using one finger to move across the frets. I actually fumbled moving from the long notes into the short notes, so that shows me that's what I need to work on. Now, if you were to ask me how would I play this bass line, I would do something like this. Right? So there is a varying use of the articulation of the long short notes, and then dead notes here and there. Typically the dead notes, you use it on the upbeat 16th notes, kind of like how a drummer would do boop, pak, goop, goop. So you're anticipating that downbeat with that pickup note. So that's where usually you throw in your dead notes or ghost notes. All right. The third thing I want to talk about is your note choices. Since it's funk, the tonality tends to float between a dominant and the dominant 7 sharp 9 kind of sound. All right, so typically we have the pentatonic scale. So minor pentatonic, you can also throw in the major third, very commonly used. Right? Now, pentatonic, add in the major third, and then this figure from the earlier example. You can almost play anything you want as long as it grooves. That's what you would assume based on all of this. But it's very important to phrase them right. Because if I have a pentatonic scale and I just do this, but if I do something like, that's a lot more effective. Right? Or that kind of a thing. And you have to put it in a groove context, obviously. But what I'm trying to tell you is that sit down and work on different note combinations using the pentatonic scale with the added major third, and also using that blues turnaround kind of a phrase that's very commonly found in funk or blues and R&B. All right, so that's note choices. Sit down, take your time, and just try to find what works with you. All right, now the fourth thing I want to talk about is phrasing. How you choose to use 8th notes and 16th notes, and how you choose to put a particular note to a particular rhythm. So start with the 8th notes and then throw a 16th on the first note of the phrase. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 E and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 E and 2 and 3 1 2. Okay, now instead of doubling that C, I can do C B flat. Right? I can change the note. And then what I can also do is, instead of doing this, I can go up for a change. And then if I want to come back down to the low, what I do is very simple. Like that, or right? So mess around with this basic figure, because you will get so much out of it. And then throw in the pentatonics, it'll take you a long way. So sit down, work out the phrase, work out different phrases, and also utilize space. Okay, so if I were to take the same figure and use more space to it, so that's all the different articulation, different rhythmic combinations, different note choices, phrasing it right, and using space, which is actually the fifth thing I wanted to talk about. So space is very crucial, because you cannot have all your songs sounding the same way with the same kind of bass line. So use space, and then use the different articulations, note choices to really bring it out. So if I'm doing, say, something, let me try to come up with something. Right, you get the idea. So try to just create different variations of the same thing. That's why I use that skeletal form in the beginning. All right, so to quickly summarize: articulation or note duration, note value or rhythm, note choices, phrasing, and space. If you can focus on these 5 elements, it'll really get your funk bass playing going strong, and you won't be stuck with trying to be creative with different ideas. All right, so I hope you get something out of this, and until the next one, I'll see you guys in the shed. Peace.